mind's the same way. If it feels good, it don't mind going to Sonic to get a Rick 44. But if it don't feel good, it just seems to stay home and listen to your wife, correct? You know, keep in mind, you can tell I do have a southern accent. So, you know, up here, you know, just go home and play. Pick you up 10 acres close to your house. You can walk out there and look at it. And it's easy to touch it. You know, if your wife's mad, that's a good reason to go look at your 10 acres of soybeans. So, and my wife is here, I'd be telling her this too, so she's pretty immune to me. This is my family. This is the one that's addicted to the Rick 44s. This is Noah, he's now 11. Michelle's rearing him. He don't want anything to do with the farm. He takes piano lessons, voice lessons, goes to private school. So, you know, I thought, you know, this deal's not working out too good. I need to come up to plan B. Well, Naaman's now 4, and he's plan B, and he's in extensive training. So I thought, the day Naaman turned 2 years old, Michelle went and enrolled him in school. Took 3 months, and he learned all these colors. So at 2 months and 3 years, 2 years and 3 months old, you'll never guess what he started doing. Taking piano lessons. Playing by colors. 3 months later, he learned all his alphabets, and then he started taking piano lessons playing by letters. 3 months after that, he could read music. You know, sometimes you just gotta outthink your wife. So I decided I need to come up to plan C, but this time I'm on church. So we had Narissa in April, and the best part about Narissa is Michelle's going to have no control over her son-in-law. You guys ever thought about that? So, sometimes I tell airplane stories and sometimes I don't. So, seeing how we don't want the women counting the chandeliers here, we'll tell a couple airplane stories before we take a few questions. We won't have to worry about questions being too long here because your wives will be kicking you in the shins. Will you shut up so he'll shut up? But I was in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the two, at an awards banquet a lot like this. And I've been gone all week in Iowa and Illinois and stuff, and I was tired. We flew out to it was Raleigh, North Carolina where I was at. And flew out there one morning from Iowa or someplace, and I did my deal, and we got done about 10 o'clock at night. I'd jump in the van or pick up or whatever, and they'd make a mad dash to the airport, drop me off. I get on the plane. Anyways, we take off, and I got my feet propped up in the seat in front of me, and I'm laid back taking a nap. It was about a 2-hour flight or so back home. Anyways, we fly pretty high. We fly about 40,000 feet. And anyways, as we drop down, you know, the pressure on your head, you know, wakes you up. So that woke me up. And I'm looking out the window, I thought, well, that looks like Springfield. And I looked at the speedometer and my altitude, and I thought, well, that can't be Springfield. We're at 25,000 feet. Well, anyways, about that time I went over Mount Vernon, and I thought, well, what in the world are we doing? I thought maybe it was foggy, we had to go jogging or something. So, about that time we rounded the corner there at Pierce City, and from Pierce City to the Monette Airport's 1 mile, and we were still at about 5,000 feet. Anyways, we normally land at about 130 miles an hour. Well, this night we landed at 230. Airplane hits, bounces up, comes back down. He brings them to an abrupt halt, reverse those engines, whoops me up to the gate there. Dave turns around to me, he says, so, Kip, what you think of that landing? And I said, well, I'm still alive, I guess okay. He said, well, you know these little country airports, you never know when there might not be a deer standing out there in the middle of the runway. I said, yeah. He said, yep, and if there was one, I wanted to have a good run at it. I'm going to tell you one more airplane story. I got lots of airplane stories. But I'm going to tell you one more here, and then we'll take some questions. I was in Louisiana, and I'd taking some New Zealanders with me, and I had to go to Fargo, North Dakota. We had to stop in Springfield to drop all them off because they didn't want to go on a week-long excursion with me. They just wanted to go down to Louisiana where I was talking at the casino. I don't know really why they'd want to go down there, but they did. So anyways, there was an ice storm at home. We knew that, and the pilots, we had talked about this. Anyways, Jo, that's Tony's wife, she flies all the time, but she's pretty nervous about landing this ice. And all she kept talking about all the way, every 5 minutes I was hearing is, I'm going to be so glad when we get on the ground, Kip. I said, oh, Jo, it'll be all right. It's no big deal. Well, about that time, about the 15th time she had said that to me, one of the pilots reaches back behind the seat and gets the owner's manual out. And he's reading it. I said, Dave, what are you doing? Oh, I was just reading the procedure on how to land on this ice. They got rules. So, being a nice guy I am, about that time, Jo says, Kip, I'm going to be so glad when we get on the ground. I looked at her and said, Jo, don't sweat it. They got the owner's manual out right now trying to figure this deal out. I thought she was going to exit the plane. That's another true story too. But anyways, if you guys got some questions, I can stand up here and tell you sweet potato stories. I guess I couldn't tell the sweet potato story, but I think Beth.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I told this one this morning. I got lots of stories. I've always got to have a little project, something to do. You know, to see, you know, can I push this yield or what news out there? What can I do? Just have fun. And so we grow sweet potatoes for Gerber Baby Food. And I was down there at Gerber's, and they was running some of my sweet potatoes, and they got this, they call it a flume. It's a big clear plastic tube glass thing that goes across the top of this plant about 14 feet up in there, and they peel these potatoes and then they rock them about a quarter mile across that top of that plant, the other end where I guess they mash them up or whatever. Anyways, I said to Easton, has anybody ever grown a sweet potato so big to plug that flume up? He said, yeah, one time. Well, Kip had a new goal in life. So, I don't know if you guys ever grow any sweet potatoes up here. About one hand's coming up. Imagine that. It's about a 120-day crop. Well, you don't plant seed or you don't plant potatoes, you plant slips. And each leaf on the sweet potato slip is a node. So, if you want to plant 3 deep, or slip 3 nodes deep, that means you're going to set 3 sets of potatoes. If you plant 5, you're going to set 5 sets, so on and so forth. So the following year, we went out there and we planted a couple, 3 acres, 1 node deep, just to set 1 set of potatoes to grow these monster potatoes. The best thing about sweet potatoes is the longer you leave them out there, the bigger they get. So we was digging sweet potatoes there one morning early, and my phone rings, and it's Easton on the other end, and he says, starts the conversation out, well, you done it. I said, I done what? He said, you plugged the flume up last night. Well, I started laughing, because I accomplished my goal. He informed me really quick, it wasn't funny. I said, and I guess it probably wouldn't if I was on that step ladder 14 feet up in there trying to unplug that thing, but I said, well, Easton, yeah, it is because I accomplished my goal. He says, yeah, I know, 13 times last night. So the new rule from then on is that all basketball-sized sweet potatoes got a machete taken down. So if you guys got a few questions here, and you guys make it easy on yourself, most of you guys' wives, they got their legs already cocked right there, see? So if he goes asking too many questions, and I'm noticing you're right here. So if he goes asking too many questions, they're going to give you the old leg there to shut up. So he'll shut up. So if you guys got some questions, we'll try to answer a few. And